And I feel like when he passes, he doesn't feel like he's that long in spirit. He only feels it maybe around a year, 2 years. It doesn't feel like he's over a long period. So for the ones that just put their hands up, would you have a young male that would pass over but not long gone? Just here again, so we're narrowing it down a wee bit, okay? So just listen in for a moment. And he's showing me here, did he die in a river more so than the sea? Because he's showing me here it was in the river, and he's talking about where there would have been hundreds of people that would have came out to search for him. And I don't feel like, because obviously some people drown and they're found immediately, you know, but he is showing me here that the people would have been almost scouring for him up and down the sort of riverbanks, and there was boats all out obviously, but there was even boats out at sea trying to find him. It wasn't just in the sort of local river, if you get me. And I'm seeing the big bridges as well in my mind, because he's bringing thoughts of that, so it must have been all around that area. And he's showing me here he was one of them sort of real fun-loving fellas. I do think, if you don't mind me saying, that he was a wee bit down before he passed over, because he doesn't feel like I'm all sort of all big character and all fun and light. Yes, he may have been like that in his normal sort of day-to-day, but them sort of last few weeks of his life, he feels like he was sort of a bit more on a downer, if that's, I'm just being honest with you. So can you relate to all of that? The three of you still? Yeah. Do you know the same guy? Unless, just making sure.
We're family here.
Oh, are you all family? Are you family to this young fella? Yeah. That's okay, so that's good, so keep working. And do you know them? No, you don't know them at all. Alright, well let me keep working. See, if I'm really honest with you, sometimes I'm really pulled in an area, and I really feel like I'm here, you see, but I want you to listen for me anyway. Will you do that? So can I keep working while you talk to me? Alright, say we alone.
No.
There we are, good. He keeps saying, don't worry about me, don't be worrying about me. He says, I'm okay, I'm okay. And he gives me a feeling of, like he had his whole life in front of him in terms of what he wanted to achieve. You know, he was a bright fella, young fella, that's what I want to say about him. And he knows he came from a brilliant family. Like, he didn't have fallings out with people, or he wasn't one of them argumentative guys. You know, there's a feeling of him to be, not saying he wouldn't have had his wee moments like all of us, but he feels like very level-headed for me, just in his own sort of mental mind. And he's wanting to thank the people that came out and, you know, give their time and give their service, and we're very much there for him at that sort of period. And he's shown me, this might be, can I be just really honest, if that's, because I'm going to be honest anyway. I do feel like there was feelings of him wanting to get into the river and sort of take his own life, if I'm being honest. It doesn't feel like an accident almost for me, it feels like more purposeful. So does that sound about right?
Yeah, he had a plan.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And I know that's maybe hard to take, but it's important for me to prove that to you. But what, is this your brother?
It's my cousin, that's their two brothers. Her brother, his brother.
So the young fella I worked with at the start, is this your brother?
Mm-hmm.
Good God, right, hold on then. Wait a minute, I just need an RV drink. Hold on a minute. Do you just want to come up and work with me, all of the cousins and the brother theirs and the family? Come on over. Our eyes. Nice to see you again. You're back again, aren't you? I know, you're back to get a bit better, hopefully. So does your love. Because do you know what? I heard that song. You know that wee song, He's My Brother? He's my brother. Do you know that one? He's singing that in my head. Is there a reference to that, apart from just you being his brother? Well, know that he's wanted to sing it. So there you go again. You were obviously meant to receive your friend and just that wee bit of help, but now your brother comes, alright, and for all of you, so you have a sister then? Good, good, good. Alright, so let me go on with him. Now, was he a wee bit cocky in his looks? Like, was he good looking?
Like what I was anyway.
Hi, because he showed me like he was one for. Now he wasn't a big ladies' man. I just want to say that to you before I go on, okay? Like he wasn't one for. He still feels he was good looking, but he might not have always believed in himself. If you get that, you get where I'm going. But I still feel he had an air of confidence, and you know he wasn't really low self-esteem all the time. But he is showing me that people still fancied him and admired him, and because he just feels like a really genuinely down-to-earth, nice guy. Like, your brother didn't have a bad bone in his body, that's what I'm trying to say, do you get me? He said to me here, do not feel guilty for the choices that he made. Do not feel guilty for the choices that he made. And he feels like as a family, you are all tight, and you are all doing your best, obviously, to cope with his passing. And he gives me a wee feeling, was it weeks before they found his body, if that's okay?
9 weeks.
Yeah, because it doesn't feel for me like a quick period. It's just shown me a run of weeks. But I still feel, I keep saying now in my mind, I want to be looking through the newspapers, and I want to be on the internet, and I want to be on Facebook, and it just feels like that it had this massive social event all over the social networks.
Yeah.
So there must have been a huge big blast from here up in Derry, Londonderry, you know, for everybody to kind of get on board, and there must have been newspapers and coverage, etc. Does that make sense? Because he's just saying to me that he was famous for a very short period, you know, and his face must have been blasted everywhere. I know you're blonde hair, and so is your lovely sister, but did he have brown hair? Did your brother have brown hair? Because it doesn't feel blonde in the way that your both is, you see.
It's like a dirty fair.
As long as it was brown, you know, it doesn't feel as blonde as yours. Because he's sitting next to me here. Now, did he know somebody called Daniel or Danny? Does that relate to you?
I'm Danielle.
Oh, that'll do. That's it. You're Danielle. Even better. There we go. So we'll just add a wee L-E onto that, alright? So isn't that nice? Even better? Good, good. Now, is one of you thinking of changing property, moving into a new house?
I got a new house sorted, and she's getting offered a new house tomorrow.
There! Isn't that good? So,
we're moving out of our family home.
okay. He's bringing up about the house moves and thinking of moving into a new house. So there you go, Danielle. Obviously it's current for you too. So the two of you can take that message. Because he's giving me an excited feeling about that, and he's giving me a feeling that he's happy for that to happen for you both. So isn't that nice to know? And he's showing me. I'm going to talk a wee bit to your sister. Now I know you're a wee bit emotional at the minute, but just stay with me. Do you keep hearing little whispers? Like, do you hear whispers at night? Now, not every night, not somebody going, you're evil, not in that kind of way, alright? But you're hearing like almost spirit voices, like, shh, 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 like just wee whispers. You're not too sure? Now, I'm not going to freak you out. I probably will a wee touch, but I don't mean to intend to, because I'll tell you something, sometimes spirit try to reach out to us in our most depths of despair, and they give us signs, and it can come in various ways. And I just know, Danielle, that you're going to get little whispers, but it's your brother, and that's why I'm saying don't be freaking. So when you hear this, don't be thinking you're imagining it, and it won't come all the time, like we're just talking the odd time, but it'll be him trying to get your attention to say, I'm with you still. So will you remember that? Okay, let me go on. He's very strong, isn't he? So obviously that's why he's here, and this is why he's really came tonight. Did he play like Gaelic or hurling or something? He's bringing me to hurling or Gaelic. Was there something about Irish sport?
No, not really, no.
I'm seeing hurling bats. I don't know, what is he trying to say? Was there anything to do with, did he support a team or something with hurling, or was he into that sort of aspect?
I think he used to go to the boys when he heard him back, with the dog, didn't he? He did, he used to go to the back on the dogs, I heard him back.
Okay, he's showing me hurling, you see, because then obviously the Gaelic is one where they kick a ball, but I'm definitely looking at hurling bat. And your mum's still living, isn't she?
No.
Is she passed?
She's gone.
Is she did she pass after him, I wonder? Before, was it?
That's kind of the reason that
They done it? Okay, I get you. There must be then, can I put it this way? There must be another female that he looked at like a mummy here, because he wants to bring forward loads of love for a mummy feeling. So is there somebody around your family that he would sort of gravitate towards, or was there like an aunt or someone, or somebody that you would sort of look up to, if you get me, that was great support for you through that period? Because he's definitely wanting to say to her, to get a wee message to her, like, I love you and thank you for all you've done for me. And he's acknowledging the fact, obviously she must be super strong as a person, so he can pass that on to the aunt after, alright? Now, did he know another wee fella called Cricky, Christopher? Is there somebody with that name that he knew? Does that ring a wee bell for you? Now, I don't think he's passed or anything of that living. Was it Christopher, Cricky? Chippy? You're Chippy? What's your real name? Ivan from Chippy? Right, okay. We'll not go there, will we? Alright. Did you love chips when you were younger or something? Okay then, I'm having my jokes. No, I did feel it was maybe more Cricky, if I'm being honest, but you couldn't have a wee think on the Christopher name because everything else you're getting. Alright? Is it okay here? Okay. He's just saying, this is the most magical part of it. He's just saying, tell him I love him. That's why he's here. So will you take the love of your brother and your cousin and know that he's done his best? I can't bring your mum through because I'm not feeling her at the moment, and maybe it was your brother's turn to really get in strong tonight. And it's not to say your mum wouldn't be there in the background, but maybe tonight it was more for the brother. And see, before I leave yous, alright, I came again. Now what was interesting, see, as soon as I wrote down all them details, I only did one more of the writing, and it's all to do with your brother. Now can I read it out so everybody hears? And I'm going to give this to you as a wee memento. And he's just said, he's over around 2 years, young man, drowned, river, a few weeks to find his body, hundreds of people helped to find his remains. I thought there was somebody called Danny as a friend, but you're Danielle, so that's wrote down. Was it in the evening? I didn't say that, because he said to me it happened in the evening.
It happened at 3:33, he left the house to do it.
In the morning, was it?
I was told at 3:33 that I was coming here.
Right.
You know, Dot was the RA, Elaine won tickets. And she asked did I want to go.
Right.
And it was 3:33 the time.
So it was a sign, yeah. There you go.
And see, before that you, when you were finished with the girl up there,
yeah.
I knew you were coming to us.
Jesus, you must be joking.
I was about to say to the guys who beside me, she's coming to us.
Well, just as well you're on stage yet, isn't it? He says he was really down on himself before he passed, but he loved his family and he was his mummy blue-eyed. I'm sorry to tell you, but he must have been. He says he was easy on the girls, or on the eye of the girls. He's okay now. And the most important message he wrote at the bottom to tell me to tell you is, tell them I love them. That's from your brother. Thank you.